All right, let's put a Chinese kit on a big red. Yep, this piston sits low. Chinese cylinder's too tall by a very little bit, so we're gonna have to turn around and machine it down in the lathe. Fun times. This is cylinder number 4 that we've had to do that with. Yep, one small little Sharpie mark, got it all chucked up. Give it a nice little spin. Now, if you can see, the cam side is a lot longer than the other side, so this thing flops around a lot. This lathe is not a heavy duty lathe, so we gotta go slow. Turn around, get it all lined up, get the speed spinning where it's a decent speed, and we just start cutting. This cast aluminum is some real shoddy material, man. It flakes, it doesn't cut really well. It leaves a really flat surface. It does not matter how sharp the tool is, it just cuts horribly. We gotta go slow so that we don't shake the living snot out of the lathe. So we just sit there and spinny until we're all done cutting. It's a long process, but it's gonna be all worth it in the end, because when we're done with this, the piston is gonna be above the gasket surface. So when we put the head gasket on, it's actually gonna take up a little bit of the head gasket room too. All right, now I'll get you guys a little bit of a different angle. Get in there a little bit closer and you can see exactly what kind of chips this cylinder is throwing. There's some strange chips. If you guys have machined cast before, tell me if you've seen chips like this. I've machined cast before, and it'll curly Q like crazy. These weird little chips, I don't know how to explain it. All I know is every cylinder that I have done this to, from China, chips like this. So, is it a cylinder thing? Is it a material thing? Give you a little bit of happy dance, because we're just cutting away. Wiggle, wiggle. Yup. That's for the ladies out there, like ladies watch this content. Haha, yeah, right. If there's any females watching this content, be the one to throw down in the comments. I want to find out if there's any women that watch this content. That would be so neat. Of the 30 views, one of them's a female. I'd fall out of my chair, that's for sure. As you can see, we'll move the camera a little bit so you can get in the light. I ain't get more lights in this shop, that's for sure. See how dull it is, but it's a very smooth cut, very well done. Even relieved a little bit for the O-ring. Now we get it all back together. You see how high up it is? It is a lot better than it was, that is for sure. This is not high compression piston. This is one of them cheapies. And there's a drain plug for the bottom. Yeah, I went to go change the oil. Surprise! Guess we're doing a drain plug repair video one of these days too. I was hoping to do it today, but apparently, after we get everything all cleaned up and situated, hit this thing with a wire wheel real quick. Making words is always fun. Get the threads cleaned up. Once the threads are cleaned up, we will move over to the toolbox and dig around and see if we can find a time cert or a helicoil to fix the oil plug hole with. I really hope so, but I'm not thinking that we have what we need. Drain plugs are not a standard thread anything. They are kind of like one of their own little special monsters. So typical helicoil kits and stuff like that may not work. We're going to dig around and see, though. So far, we got no go. Gonna have to make a little eBay trip, get some more helicoils ordered, see if we can find some kind of time cert or insert deal to fix drain plugs for motorcycles, because the threads are pretty much universal. So I might be able to find a kit. If there is, I'll make a short about it. Stay tuned for the short. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on content. The shorts will definitely give you guys helpful advice and some kind of goofy stuff along with the riding and everything like that. Now we're going to turn around. We got the jug all oiled up, pistons all together. We're going to slide this thing back together, get the top end on it. Make sure you push the timing chain guide back so that it fits into the timing chain slot in the cylinder, or else you will fight with that cylinder. It won't go down. You look at it and be like, there's room for the piston to go down. Why is it not going down? Well, there's a piece of rubber just off to the side that's holding everything up. Make sure you've also got your dowels in place. That way you don't have to find a dowel later down the road and be like, oh, spare parts. Yay, we got spare parts. No, spare parts are not good when you're building motors. It is not weight reduction. It does not help with speed. Every spare part does not give you an extra 5 horsepower, especially in these things. Now, if every spare part gave you an extra half a horsepower, that would be kind of neat, but it doesn't. All right, now we got the cylinder back down on it. Gasket in place, rings on it, cylinder is on for the last time. Thank God. Really happy about that. Dip down in there with a magnet, grab the timing chain. Take your finger down in there. There you go, pull it up. Kind of lean it over. Sometimes you can get a little piece of hanger or something like that and hang it if you want to not do anything. Make sure you get your other guide in there. There is a little saddle in the bottom. You got to make sure that the bottom tip fits in the saddle. The top 2 little points fit in their little grooves. Turn around, grab the head gasket, slide the head gasket down. This is going to be a snug fit around the dowel, so make sure you push it all the way down. That way everything sits nice and flat. You don't have to worry about having the head push it down for you, because sometimes the gasket will climb up into the recesses of the head where the dowels are supposed to go, and it won't go down all the way. So always make sure you got the head gasket pushed all the way down first before you put the head on there. You'll turn around, we'll get a nice little close-up so you can see how close the piston is to the top with the head gasket on there, because like I said, I machined it down a little bit extra low so that we get a little bit of extra compression out of this stock compression piston. Yep, we're going cheapy, but we're trying to rob horsepower for free. So as we're machining and everything else comes in handy. I did port the living snot out of the head and replace the valves. That's a previous video on the channel. We've got over 1,000 videos on the channel, so if you're still hanging out and you want to check everything else out, we've got build videos, ride videos, and all kinds of other stuff on the channel. Go through, flip through, check it out. Do not be shy. Throw comments down in the comments section. That is what they're there for. You got advice on how to improve the videos, what you might want to see. You got mechanical questions or whatnot. Ask me in the comments. I will help you out as best I can. If I have to, I'll make a video about it. That's no big deal. Turning around, throwing all the washers in there. Yep, I'm using them big old gnarly nails that everybody hates so much because, well, they're really handy for messing with washers and everything else. They are an extra tool and an extension of my body, and I am useless without them. So all you people that tell me to cut my nails, no, not happening. Not cutting the nails because I use them too often for way too much. From a guitar pick to a gasket scraper. Nut twisters, washer holders. Don't forget the other 3 bolts to hold the head on. They're Allen's. Don't forget the washers that go underneath them. Get on there, spin it all down, get everything tight. Once you get it seated down tight and mated, before you torque it, look at the gasket surface. Put a light on the seam and make sure there's no air gaps or anything like that. When you machine cylinders down, you close gaps. Dowels sometimes need to be shortened, because the dowels have lips where they're designed to stop. So if you turn around and you machine the cylinder down too far, it may not go all the way down because the dowel is hanging it up. So always make sure all your gasket surfaces are closed and sealed tight. No air gaps, no light getting through. And then get on that thing and crank it down with a torque wrench. Now, granted, I can't say I've used a torque wrench on a motor in ever. Not on a motorcycle engine. Only when I was in school back in the mid-90s, and that was because they made us do it. We got yelled at if we didn't use it. That was for grading purposes. Since then, I've built thousands of motors, race motors, winning motors, all kinds of different stuff, and never had any issues. So I'll keep doing things the way that I've always done things because it works. I'm not going to complain. People come to me as a last resort. I'm the guy that they come to after everything's been tore apart, broken down, cut up and everything, and people were told, oh, yeah, we can't fix it. Well, have a box of parts, though. And they get a hold of me and say, hey, can you fix this? And yeah, we fix it. because that's what I do around here. It is me, myself, and I. We have very good conversations. We're still working on getting a streaming set up in the shop. We've got the computer, the TV. I've got to get a 150-foot HDMI cable outside, or Cat 5 cable outside. Cat 6? Meow. One of those cats. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a big computer person. Yes, I make videos and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a mechanic. I'm computer savvy, not so much. Do not forget the side jug bolts. Those are important. You will end up with an oil leak if you do not crank down the side jug bolts. They are only little 6mm screws, so you don't, you give them a half a ugga, not even a full dugga. We're going to be popping the inspection caps off so we can make sure 100% that nothing moved and it's at top dead center. I do put these motors in the chassis without the valve cover on because it's a lot easier to get them in the hole. So we're not going to be putting the valve cover on or the cam in this video. Next video will be us throwing this motor in the chassis, getting everything hooked up, and see if we can get it to fire. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Go watch some other videos so that the algorithm knows to send you the videos. We've got 7,000 subscribers on this channel. We're getting 30 views. Guys, watch these things all the way through. Comments are so important. Likes, all that fun stuff. I really appreciate everybody that watches the videos. You guys are great. Let's get this community going. Let's get these videos pushing. I know we're at the end of the video at this point in time, and there's probably not that very many people left. So if you're still here, throw a number 75 down in the comments below, because that's my race number. We've got Ride Day coming up December 13th. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really thinking about doing a sticker giveaway. So if we're going to be doing a 10-pack sticker giveaway, I need people to comment. Let me know that you're watching these videos, and we will start doing sticker giveaways. Turn around, and people that do like 10 comments on 10 different, or 1 comment on 10 different videos, because they watched the video all the way through, yep, you might be eligible for a sticker pack. It's when you go to TikTok or Facebook, and you send me a DM and say, hey, I messaged on all these different videos, I watched all these different videos, am I eligible for a sticker pack? Gavin, if you're still watching, DM me, buddy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.